What's up, guys? My name is Jalen Johnson. This is a new channel called the Anime Chevalier, and I'm just gonna be doing reviews and having good conversation about anime because I love anime and I love to talk about it. Today, I just want to talk about episode 48 of Mobile Suit Gundam Iron-Blooded Orphans. This show is so good, and I hope that this season, there's not that much going on this season, with Blue Exorcist and the romance anime, which I'm watching, which I'll talk about some other time. But there is still Iron-Blooded Orphans, the 50 episode length Iron-Blooded Orphans. I want to talk about how death in anime is done right, and this show has done that to a T. It's just been throwing the darts and hitting it in the bullseye with every death. And the way they do it is it catches us off guard when it happens. First it was Biscuit, and with Biscuit's death, it was really early and fresh, and it was just like, it really, hit us. And there's little mini deaths scattered through the series, but, the four big deaths that, I'm thinking about right now is Biscuit, Laughter, Naze, and his squad, and then of course Orga. This show it just executes death so smoothly. It's almost crazy how many times it's happened, because I was thinking when I was watching episode 48, I was like, it's definitely reaching the climax, and they're just struggling, right? They push, they've always fought through, even Michaelis is like, these guys are pushing through, you guys are always fighting. But now they're running, right? They're running for their own lives. They had big ambitions to be the king of Mars and to go to crazy heights, but now they're running. So they totally took a 180 degree, but they did that for the betterment of the whole, squad. Orga's understood what situation they were in and they had to leave. Michaelis understands the situation too. I don't know what's fully up with Michaelis and Bale and all that whole situation, but something's gonna big will happen with that too, because now Michaelis is really on his own. Gosh, the way that they portray death in this is surreal, and it always catches us off guard. The attachment that we feel, or at least I felt, with these characters it's just grown. Mika's learned how to read, and he's got the three-piece going with Claudia and Ultra. It's a really good character development. Granted, Mika doesn't really have that much character development, but the hints of him growing as a person is definitely there. It's not in our phase, and he's still kind of static, but even static characters have shine sometimes, and I think Mika he's a badass guy, and the way he is perfect. I think it's perfect, and Orga definitely compliments. But when I was watching this episode, I knew someone was about to die. I didn't think it would happen this episode, but I knew it would be soon because it's coming to the climax. I was imagining Mika's death in a huge fight, and he just gets stabbed, and he wouldn't go down without killing 300 people first. And then I was like, or it could be Orga, and pull a whole Gurren Lagann thing. But man, Orga's death. He was just walking outside, and you're just walking. They found out that Naze's other girl that didn't die, she took over, that group with the ladies, and they're gonna come and get Orga and take them back to Earth so they can get their names changed and do that whole thing and escape with their lives. And you think at this point, okay, it's gonna work out, but then Orga steps out, and my guy's just sitting there at the car, and he's talking to the other Tekadon member, and they're talking about how the other guy back in Earth is doing well for himself, and everybody's doing well. And then they just step out, and godly, Gjallarhorn is Gjallarhorn is so savage. First of all, I don't remember if you guys remember how they popped Laughter when she was looking at that teddy bear looking like Akihiro. When she got shot, just the way, it was like you're watching a mafia movie. And the thing that's crazy about it is that they were already defeated, they left. That's the thing I'm trying to say too. It's like they've been pushing, right? The whole ladies group and Naze's been pushing, Tekadon's been pushing, Michaelis has been pushing against Gjallarhorn, pushing, sometimes overcoming. But it's at the point where things turn grim, and they realize it is time to stop and to turn around. Once they turn around, they're facing all the shooting, but once they turn around and try to leave, that's when they get killed. Biscuit was having doubts about what Tekadon was doing and how they should progress. And actually, where they're at now, That's what Biscuit was referring to. He didn't like the way Tekadon was going because there had been so many deaths and he wanted to get rid of them all. And then the moment he starts to turn away and starts thinking about leaving, you know, granted he didn't leave, he wanted to stay, he gets killed in that battle. And then Laughter, when they get destroyed, right? When Naze goes forward and gets killed with Hammerhead and his wife. Then Laughter and the other two girls, they just left and they turned their backs and said, okay, it's over, we've been defeated, it's all good, let's just go on with our lives, you know, go under the Brotherhood, I forget the guy, old man something, go under him, get some jobs and live your life. And she even had a little romance thing with Akihiro, which was cool. But she turns her back and she's shot. Boom! After everything has been said and done. That is unreal. That is it's really sad. It's so sad because it's like, okay, once I gave up, right, to not die and get killed, that's when I get killed. So that's what I'm saying with Orga. They didn't know how to get out of the situation. And once they figured out, you know, their escape path through the tunnel, Machiavellis' diversion in the front lines, you know, Hammerhead's return to get them from Mars to Earth, they had the whole escape route set. So this is Orga having his escape route set to turn around with his team and leave. And once he turns, it's literally symbolic because once they go out, he looks at the car that comes up to cap him, and he turns around, literally, figuratively, and covers the guy. You know, the Tekadon member, so he doesn't get shot. The other guy got shot, but he got shot once. Orga, pop, 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 like 5 shots to Orga's back. And this guy's still a BA, turns around, pops the guy, they get back in the car and leave. Of course, Orga's death has to be epic. And then he stands up, right? And I'm thinking, okay, I'm shocked, right? And I'm thinking like, wow, okay, he's alive? And he's like, all right, let's go. Like, and I was thinking maybe he has a bulletproof vest or something. But I was thinking, no, this is Iron-Blooded Orphans. My man's about to die. Walks up, walks towards, you know, doing his speech, you know, Orga's speech. Everyone's crying. You see the tears flowing. I didn't cry personally, but man, I felt the emotions. And Orga is just walking and he just collapses. And that's like, the first thing you think about is Mika. What is Mika going to do when he finds out? And then the very end where they do the preview to next episode, Mika's like talking about the baby he's going to have an ultra, which I don't know if that's like real, they're actually, you know, they had sex or whatever, but baby names, you know, wondering what Mika's going to name the baby, and he's like, I'll just ask Orga when he gets back, because he expects Orga to be there. That's literally Mika's reason for doing everything that he's doing, is for Orga. He said that over and over again to Machiavellis when he was asking him to join him and go to do whatever he had to do. Mika's like, no, I'm here for Orga. That's my bro. I'm doing that. Everything I do is for him. I'm going to talk to him when he gets back. My man's dead in a pool of his own blood. People over here looking at him, crying. Ultra saw it. Claudia stepped out, saw it. And it's just the saddest thing. And with every death, I've always wanted to make a video. But I'm now making it. But that's my reaction to this. Eventually, I want to talk about the importance of these 50 episode long stories and how important they are as anime community, how everything's changing. I want to talk about the romance anime is going on with Matsumone's Revenge and Fuka, and the other one with the teachers and the students and all that jazz. And yeah, and I just want to talk about more about this, how things are changing, because things have definitely changed in the anime community and how we intake anime with streaming and, you know, Hulu, Netflix, and it's definitely not where it used to be, and that's fine, you know, everything changes. But for me, who's been watching anime for years and years, you know, about 10 years now, it's definitely it's changed in front of us. So thank you guys. This thing has reached 10 minutes now, and it probably will be shorter when I cut some stuff out. But I want to make more videos and talk to you guys more and do more reactions like this. So thank you guys. See you later. Peace.